Okay, so today I'm going to show you a really good stretch for lower body, meaning legs, quadriceps get a good stretch on this, as well as glutes, hamstring muscles in the back, even the calves get a pretty decent stretch, and inner thighs. So really good lower body stretch. I recommend doing this. Now you get these stretch cages not only here at the fitness center, you've also got one at the golf course by the putting green. So I like to stretch, especially after working out, but I do stretching mildly before working out as well. If I was going to play golf, tennis, pickleball, anything, I would definitely do some type of warm-up, and then this stretch is an excellent stretch. So the way I get people to do this stretch is to first, you're going to put one foot just outside the front of the cage bottom. The second foot is going to go right up on this platform step that is built in. And then you're going to get a grip on either one of these bars. Doesn't matter where, just get a grip, because we're not trying to do any balance work right now. Once you got this, our goal is to keep our upper body upright. So in other words, we don't want to lean forward, because if we lean forward, we're not going to get as much of a stretch on this hip flexor as we will with the body upright. So this is another muscle group that's going to get stretched, hip flexor, which attaches at the top of the femur, top of the thigh, and then attaches to the lumbar spine. So again, that foot is up here, you got your holding on, upper body stays straight. At that point, we're just going to lunge forward into that lunge stretch, keeping the upper body upright. So what that looks like, it looks just like here. So I got a decent stretch here. I want you also to remember that when you're stretching, to start off really slowly with stretches. In other words, don't try to go into a really big stretch on the first few reps. Get your first few reps, make them very, very light tension, and muscles will then loosen up for you a little bit as you get more and more repetitions, and that's when you can go just a little bit farther into any stretch. So if I want to go down and I hold this stretch, let's say I go about 20 repetitions in and out, and now I get here and I'll hold my little static stretch here. So I've got a pretty good stretch going. Glutes get a nice stretch. Inner thigh on both legs get a good stretch. This back calf, if I keep my heel down, gets a good stretch. And again, that hip flexor on that back leg, so at the very top of the thigh, is getting a really nice stretch here. So again, dynamic stretching first is what I always recommend. It's for me, it just seems like a faster way. Muscles loosen up a whole lot faster if you give them dynamic stretching first and then go into a static stretch for a good 20, 30 seconds. And then you would do the same thing with the opposite leg. Great way to loosen up lower body muscles. And we'll see you next week.